I'm here with Bev Graybill, one of the AIM Academy teachers, and we're doing a live interview over the internet because most of the teachers live in different places. So hi Bev, how are you?
Hi, Katie.
And do you want to just tell everybody which classes you teach at AIM Academy?
Yes, I will be glad to. I teach two classes that are called middle school tools. They're actually English classes, so I am the middle school English teacher. In the future, I plan to add some other classes as well, but this is my first year, and so I'm teaching the two levels of middle school English.
That's great. And how did you get involved with AIM, and what were you teaching before you started teaching with AIM Academy?
Okay, I actually do have a degree in teaching. I went to school for special ed and elementary ed, and I taught for about 6 years before having my family. And then when my daughter was old enough to go to school, I decided to start homeschooling her. So we got involved in local co-ops. So I've been teaching quite a few classes at various local co-ops. And it was through one of our co-ops that I actually met your mom, who is the director of AIM, Dr. Bell. And so she knew that I was a teacher, and I've been teaching at a live co-op English, middle school English classes there for years. And so she asked me if I'd be interested in teaching online for AIM.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting connections between AIM Academy and Chess, the co-op you're referring to.
Right.
Some people used to teach there, and some of us used to go there. So I now
Exactly.
get to teach alongside of Mrs. Dincher, who was my teacher at Chess. So that's kind of fun.
Right.
So can you just describe each of your classes, kind of what kids learn in those classes, who they're for, that type of thing?
Sure. In the Middle School Tools A, that one's designed for sixth and seventh graders. And then the Middle School Tools B is for seventh and eighth graders. So the seventh graders kind of can go either way, depending on whether they're really strong in English and they think they're ready for the B class, which is definitely more challenging, or whether they need another year with the lower level English. And so we do cover all types of writing. We cover descriptive, narrative, persuasive, and expository writing in both classes. And then we also do a lot of work in literature. So the students will be reading books in different genres, and then we'll be talking about all the elements of fiction and various things, theme and all that kind of stuff with the stories that we read. We also have some projects on different things and lots of different types of assignments. In the both classes, I cover writing, literature, vocab, and grammar. So it's a great class because it's very complete. The parent doesn't have to do anything else in addition to the English course because they're getting it all in one class.
Is there a favorite assignment or unit that you like teaching in each of those?
Well, I have favorite books, and well, actually, I love all my books that I'm teaching, so that's not really true. In the Middle School Tools B class, I'm actually doing a project that was part of an intro to lit class that you actually might have taken at Chess,
Yeah.
where the students have to do an elements of fiction project. So they're actually creating, a visual project that's a lot of fun. So hopefully my kids are having a good time with it. I'll be curious to see their projects when they're done with them this year. So
Yeah, I remember my Elements of Fiction project. So, and
that's
this is,
funny.
probably 18 years later. So that's great. And are
Yeah.
your classes aligned with CLEP or AP? I know that's the main theme of AIM is that we're preparing kids for college credit.
Exactly. Well, since my classes are middle school students, my goal is really to prepare them for the next level of high school classes that you can take at AIM. So I know I have quite a few friends that are high school English teachers, and one of their frustrations is getting a student that's never taken an online English class or any English class before, and they're just not ready for the demands of that high school class. So I feel like by, covering all the different types of writing and the elements of fiction and literature, by the time they get to those high school classes, they're going to be ready, they're going to know what's going on. And so therefore then when they can really concentrate on the new assignments, they don't have to go back and work on things that they missed. And so therefore they will be ready then for the AP language courses or higher level courses.
Yeah, that's great. So I know the classes have assignments, and then there's also the live sessions. And probably one of the main questions I get is what happens in those live sessions and how do they work? So can you just kind of explain to parents or students what happens in your live class?
Right. So because we're covering writing, literature, and grammar, I mean, I do talk about all of those things almost every class. So I do prepare some PowerPoints for anything that has to do with our writing or our literature, so the students don't just have to stare at me, but they do have something that they can look at when we're talking. I definitely have lots of time for questions, and so students can always ask questions, and so we always have a time. So if they don't understand something that they've been assigned, they can ask questions, and we can talk it over and make sure they really understand what the assignments on Canvas that they're required to do. One of the things that I'm doing this year, I've done it in my live classes, and I didn't know if I could do it online, and it actually worked, so I was very excited about that, is to do like a reader's theater type activity. And so I have lots and lots of scripts for stories that we've been reading and we've been talking about. One of the things we did in the Middle School Tools B class was we read portions of the Iliad and the Odyssey as a play. And so the students were assigned parts, and they turned their microphones on and off so that they could read. And so it was really a lot of fun. I think the students really enjoyed it. So that's been probably one of the highlights of our live classes, is doing that. I also really like how the students are getting to know each other. They talk to each other. They interact with each other. So I think it's been a great experience teaching online live.
So where would someone go if they're interested in your class? Where can they get more information?
Right. So they definitely want to start at the AIM Academy website that will have a description of all the courses. And then if they have any more questions, my email address will be there. Someone can just shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to answer any questions they have.
Well, great. Thanks so much, Bev, for giving us this interview. I feel like it gave a lot of insights into your classes.
Great. Thanks, Katie.
See ya.